Hello family, friends and followers. Welcome to another preserving video from Sweeney's Creek Farm. This one's one of my favourites. It's a sweet mustard pickle. This is one of the finished products that we've produced. The ingredients of this recipe are cucumber, cauliflower, onion, which are then preserved in a mixture of vinegar, sugar, mustard powder and curry powder. We're using two methods to preserve the pickles. We're using recycled jars, jam jars and pasta jars that have been cleaned and ready for use. We're using an open kettle or a hot jar technique for that one. We're also using some of our fowler's jars, which is a traditional method in Australia for preserving, which uses jars with a sealing ring and a stainless steel lid, which is then heated in a water-based fowler's unit. If anyone wants to have a go at this, the recipe is listed in the description below, as well as the ratio of all of the ingredients, allowing you to make larger amounts if you so wish. Okay, the next part of the recipe involves the Lebanese cucumbers. The recipe actually says to not peel them, and you can certainly do that. And this is where you've got the first option for personal choice. Me personally, I don't like the cucumber skin in the pickles. You end up with the green skins in there. From an aesthetic point of view, I actually prefer my pickles to be just that yellow colour. But again, that's purely personal choice. It has no effect on the flavour, no effect on the preserving. Next part of the process is to cover the cut vegetables in a salt brine. So I have, for this ratio of this recipe, I've got 4 cups of cooking salt in here, some boiling water. So I'm just going to stir that up until all that salt disappears. There's now 6 litres of salty water. So now it's just a simple matter of pouring that over the vegetables. I've got 2 pots, so I'll spread it out and make sure we've got enough of the salt brine in each one. As this is going to sit in the fridge overnight, the last thing you want is everything in your fridge smelling like onions. So the advice is to use cling wrap. Make sure that pot is well sealed. Once you've got that cling wrap over that pot, then putting the lid on top, and that will give you a nice airtight seal. It can now go in the fridge happily and not contaminate everything and make it smell like onions. Okay, we're here for day 2 of the pickle making process. So the next step is to drain out the vegetables out of the salt brine. I'm just about to do that with a big sieve that I've got and give that a chance to sort of dry off a bit. Then it's a matter of putting it into a pot, adding in the other ingredients, bringing it up to a boil, letting it boil away for a while, and then during that process we'll get the jars ready. I've currently got them in the dishwasher to give them a nice hot wash to make sure they're clean. I'll heat them up in the oven, then we'll put the mixture into the hot jars, seal them up, and as they cool they'll get a nice vacuum seal. So time to get into the next process. Okay, the last step before we put it into the jars is we have to thicken the mixture, and that's achieved by adding a mixture of cornflour and water, which is a thickening agent. Last step of the process now is to take the hot jars out of the oven, place the hot pickles into the jar, seal them with a lid, and then give them a number of hours to cool down. As the pickles cool, that will create a vacuum seal. You know when the jars have actually sealed, as they have a pop top on them, and as they're cooling you'll hear the lovely sound of the jars popping at random intervals as they create their vacuum seal, and you know they're going to be shelf stable. Any that don't seal, either through a small leak in the lid or whatever, they just go straight in the fridge, and I use them first rather than the ones that have actually sealed properly. They'll go on the shelf. There's the finish to the process, all sealed up and ready to go. So our pickles put into hot jars with the hot mixture, seal the lids, let them cool down. As they cool down, it vacuum seals. As you can see, all of these lids here are down. We've heard them all go click as they've cooled down. We know they're vacuum sealed. This one here, however, has not sealed. Obviously a leakage around the lid. That's fine, that one's just going to go in the fridge and be used first. The pickles are much better if they can sit for 3 weeks, but you can eat them straight away. So that's the fate of that one there. We ended up with more pickles than the jars we had prepared. So we went to another process using our Fowler's preserving jars. Link to the video here where we were cleaning up some jars that we sourced. And you might have also seen the shelving that we put up for our jars. So these are our Fowler's jars which have gone through the process. This is a preserving process similar to the water bath technique in America. So it uses a sealing ring, stainless steel lid and a clip. So it goes into our Fowler's kit. Cold water goes in with the jars. We turn it on, it brings up the temperature, sits in there for 60 minutes. And then that will actually create that vacuum seal once they cool down. So these 7 here have been processed in the kit. The clips stay on the lids for 12, 16. We try to leave them for a full day to make sure that they cool down and seal properly, and then we can check to make sure they're vacuum sealed. This is the first time we've put pickles through this process, so I'll be interested to see how it compares. For those people interested in having a go at this recipe, link to the recipe down below that I use. As you saw, it's a very simple recipe, not many ingredients, it's just a matter of following through the process and getting it set up correctly. The final question is, now that you've made sweet mustard pickles, what do you do with it? It's a fantastic condiment for sandwiches. My favourite, ham and cheese pickle sandwiches. It's just a nice vinegary, tangy, mustardy, little bit of curry taste in there. It goes great with any meat. If you'd like corned beef or silver side, goes magnificent with that. Mashed potato, silver side and some pickles on top of it. Absolutely sensational. Really good Aussie fare. So there you go guys, sweet mustard pickles from Sweeney's Creek Farm. Hope you really enjoyed the video. Thanks for coming along and having a look. As I said, if you really enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you're enjoying the channel, please subscribe and join us. We're always looking to build our family and build our followers on the channel. So Again guys, hope you really enjoyed it. Have a go at it if you're interested, and we'll see you real soon.